Getting better and getting pucks deep, putting the puck deep.
Put pucks in deep.
He's chipping pucks. He's getting pucks deep.
Getting a lot of pucks deep. Getting pucks deep.
Just put the puck deep.
Getting pucks out. Getting pucks deep.
Get pucks deep. Wear them down.
Get pucks in.
Pucks in.
Pucks in deep.
Puck deep. Pucks deep. Keep getting pucks deep and deep.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pucks in Deep podcast. I'm your host, Ali, also known as Dark Chocolate. I'm here with Evan. What a way to start off, boys. What a way to start off. Hey. Dark Chocolate's finest, you know what I mean, bro? They don't call me Lindor for a reason. All right, we got Carnazeri Dick Rider here.
White chocolate.
And White Chocolate here, man. You know, Evan. And we also got Junior C Legend. Already leading Junior C in penalty minutes, and he hasn't even played a game. I'm here with Kylan. What's up, guys? How are you guys feeling? And let me just say, it's a great moment to be in Calgary. 4-0. We are the best team in the league right now. This is awesome. Are you kidding me?
No, because they're gonna fall off hard.
No, they're not. Hey, you know what? This is the year, baby. This is the year.
We need to finish bottom 10. We need draft picks.
Okay, but you know what? I have to admit, Dustin Wolf is looking so good right now.
He is
good. Looking so freaking good, and I'm so excited. I honestly hope we make the playoffs this year. I know this is a little ahead of the jump right now. We're 4-0. But
We finished dead last.
No, we're not. No, we're not. I don't think we're going to be dead last. I think
Calgary
if we're going to do
Oilers
anything, we're going to be
swap
middling.
places.
That'd be awesome. Please. Please.
I just said they swap places as where they are right now.
Oh, yeah, I guess. But I mean, like, at the end, that'd be awesome. Are you kidding me? If Calgary and Edmonton swap places, that would be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, we would be like 30th in the league. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who wouldn't want that? Well, okay, no. Well, hold up. Are we talking like...
I think you're autistic here, buddy.
I thought we meant
We
from like
want to
last
finish
year's or
bottom 10. We need a top 5 pick.
Well, I want them to make the playoffs. I think it would be great if this team
to
makes
make
the playoffs.
a futile run to the second round. It
Hear
won't
me out.
matter.
We've already got young pieces, right? I don't think we need...
but our best player is Carnazeri, who's probably
I don't know.
going to be
Have
a
you
second
seen
liner.
Samuel
Let me say-
Honzik?
Hey,
Yeah, he got
Hansi-
reverse hit by Dickinson, and now he's out for 2
sent
weeks.
into the 17th dimension.
Oh, man. Yeah, okay, but Carnazeri is the best corner in Alberta. That's like
Absolutely.
a known fact, right? Everyone
corner
knows
in the
that.
league.
Like,
I'm still shocked. I'm just still
honestly.
shocked that Philip Gustafson has more goals than Connor McDavid.
No, he's got the same amount now.
now,
Oh, he does?
yeah.
McDavid finally scored?
Jesus
Yeah.
scored last night, sadly. That was a really sad moment. But I'm honestly really high on this team. I can see like a 2015 comeback boys season coming here.
Jeez, are you sure he's the dick rider? Jeez, man.
Hey,
Holy
honestly, bro,
moly.
I'm rocking Flames from head to toe. I got the pants on too right now.
You look like a loser.
I do look like a loser, but you know what? My team is winning, bud. You know what I mean? The Calgary Flames.
Aren't you a Habs fan?
I'm a pro-Canadian fan. We talked about this. You called me a liberal
This
last
isn't the
podcast.
this isn't the Olympics.
Hey, you know what? I just want to see a Canadian team win the Stanley Cup. Is that like not hard to ask?
If it's not Edmonton, Toronto, or Vancouver, I don't care.
I really don't care who it is. I just want a
Also,
Canadian
just
team
for
to
the
win the Stanley
record,
Cup.
Calgary is no longer at the top of the league.
We haven't played in 3 days.
No, wait, who's
New Jersey Devils are now top of the league. They may or may not have 3 games in hand.
exactly? So technically, off of win percentage, we're the
all
best.
chances to lose and drop down to dead last.
We're the best. Are we still the last undefeated team, or Dallas? I
No,
think is up there,
Dallas
right?
and
No, Dallas lost.
Dallas lost.
Dallas
yeah,
lost,
Vancouver.
Boys.
Rangers.
Jets are still undefeated, but they played tonight.
Who the
Yeah,
hell
Jets are
saw the
undefeated.
Calgary Flames being the last undefeated team in the NHL?
I wish it wasn't true.
That is the greatest thing
This is brutal.
ever. Are you kidding me? Jonathan Huberdeau?
Tampa Bay is also undefeated right now. Tampa Bay is also undefeated.
Okay, but we need to finish bottom 10 though. We need to get some top end prospects. Like our top prospect is Coronado, and we could get better. He was like Coronado looks good. He had a good game last time. 2 goals. Good outing. Like he's kind of proven himself despite being on a 4th line with Kirkland and Lomberg.
Which is incredible.
I love Costco.
Which
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
fair enough. They did look
Love
good.
Costco.
But you know, we're not giving him a chance, really. I mean, he proved himself anyways. But it's tough when you stuff a guy like that in the 4th line when you need him to start improving. But we need high-end talent as a
Zane
pick.
Parekh.
I think getting experience is more valuable than high-end talent right now. Like,
Yeah, but
again,
we
like you
need
can get
players.
high-end talent anywhere.
No, you can't.
Well, we have so
Well, you want
much
to build
money.
with the free agency? You're going to spend.
Well, I think we can pick up some players at least.
I hope we don't, because who goes to free agency? They're 28 and 30-year-olds.
Hey, I'm just saying, in like 5 years when Kel McCarr's contract's up, you know, boy, come home.
Yeah, no,
You
there's
hit him up,
a
you know what I
0%
mean?
chance.
Yeah,
that
and in
Colorado
5
will
years
go.
we can have a
Kill Mc-
3rd overall pick that's going to produce.
Well, then we pay for him. I don't care. Like, it's Kel McCarr. The kid has to come home at some point, right? He has
when
to come
he's
home.
70. Actually, there's talks of apparently Conroy's looking for a a centerman, a right-handed centerman.
Other centerman. Dude, I want Martin
hop on the
Natchez.
I saw that.
I think that's.
Yeah.
I think that
I
would
was
be a
actually
great pick.
looking
We were
at
talking about. They were talking
Dude.
about that a little bit before the
Yeah.
year with Marty Natchez, and I was hoping he's going to be part of that Markstrom trade. But I'm fine with. I was actually really happy with that return. But
They were talking about Marty Natchez, but then one of the other ones that actually really shocked me. That was actually put his name in the hat was Zegras. Apparently, they're talking Anaheim. as
No
well.
way. Trevor Zegras as a Calgary Flame.
Yeah,
I hope
cause,
not.
Yeah, because Anaheim doesn't want him anymore. Apparently.
I don't want him.
I would be so hyped to get Trevor Zegras as
be
a
a
Calgary
fourth
Flame.
line
I
center.
love Trevor Zegras' game. Honestly, I know people hate on him. Like, yeah, his defensive game is not the greatest. Yes, he's very
What
flashy and all
defensive
that.
game?
He doesn't have a defensive
You don't
game.
need
He doesn't have a
defensive
game,
defensive
but
game.
he's
He does not
only
have a defensive
flash.
game, which is fair. But no, I think Anaheim is really holding him back right now. Like, he has so much potential. The way he played in that World Juniors in 2020 with Caulfield, I'm just saying, get him another young, fast player like Coronado.
Yeah,
next
but
to
then
him.
why
I
aren't
think
the
would
other
be great.
rookies on Anaheim struggling as much? I mean, maybe he's not. I was struggling.
Well,
He's probably a bad term.
You gotta
but-
say I want to say it's a culture problem. Like Jamie Drysdale, I think has had so much potential coming into the league. What happened to him? He just kind of fluctuated.
It's been a year.
He's gone. But I mean, like, come on. He was supposed to take that jump. He was supposed to be the next guy, right?
Yeah, well, now he's rocking out in Philly. It is being that next guy.
Exactly. Like, what's wrong with Anaheim? I'm just saying. I think you can take that bet on Zegras.
What's wrong with Anaheim is that they're called the Ducks.
Yeah, but Drysdale
Yeah.
is good.
Hey, Mighty Ducks was such a great name, though. You have to admit.
Oh yeah,
Mighty
but
Ducks is so great, but-
Naming a team from a movie is always gonna be tough.
Hey, and also don't ever disrespect my Oregon Ducks like that, bro. That's crazy.
You are stop the dick riding.
Oh man, are you kidding me? I will continue it. Pause.
Yeah, that was a little while. Speaking of Flames and their whole wagon this year, I want to talk about the Huey Dooby Doo resurgence. His comeback season so far.
Hey, we won the trade.
He finally is looking like a $10.5
Yeah,
million
but this is screwing us
forward.
over because now we're gonna make it to 16th in the league and get a shit pick again. Now that he's trying, that's
Yeah,
the
but
problem.
don't you
Finally
want your
pulled his
team
head
to
out his
be
ass.
good?
No, not when we need to rebuild.
I think honestly we have enough assets to make a push here.
No, we don't.
I think we do.
No, we don't.
The
How many
only-
of our guys
I think
are
we do.
rentals?
If the only way the
again,
Flames
Backlund's signed here long term.
The only way
Lassier's
the
here.
Flames-
Backlund's
Backlund's
36.
Yeah, but he's still a useful player.
he had 40 points last year.
Kadri and Huberdeau are locked up here. Like we have veteran experience
That's
here.
the sad part, though.
We have veteran experience.
We should
here.
look to ship off Kadri while he's still worth his contract.
Do you say the same about Uyghur? I would not ship off Uyghur.
I would
right
say
now.
trade Uyghur too.
I
And Anderson.
actually,
Wow.
right now, if they decide to go full,
Uyghur's 31.
if they decide to go
he can't
full
keep up that
rebuild,
offense.
if they decide to go full rebuild, trade Anderson because if you can trade Anderson right now, his value's on an all-time high.
Oh, yeah,
that
100%.
man danced around McDavid like McDavid was some preschooler holding a stick in his hand.
That goal against Edmonton was so nice, man. Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
that
Like,
was incredible.
if they decide to commit to the Calgary's in a tough spot right now because Conroy either has to completely commit to a rebuild or say, okay, it's a retool. And Calgary's in so many ineffective retools in the past.
gotta be a rebuild.
That if he decides to go down the route of a retool and it fails, Calgary's gonna go up in arms again. Because again, everyone will be like, okay, it's the same old Flames retool shit.
It just
Okay,
screws
now
us
we're gonna be the
over.
first
Like look at San
round.
Jose. They're going to finish dead last 2 or 3 years in a row, but they're going to be the next team to win a Stanley Cup
Oh
in
yeah,
the next
Askarov,
7 years.
Celebrini. I don't know. Will Smith.
I don't know. I
Who
really
apparently
I really
likes
don't agree with
Cougars,
that.
by the way.
Oh, he does?
Apparently,
What?
there's on another podcast. I think it was Spittin' Chicklets. They had Macklin Celebrini, and they asked if Macklin likes older women or something like that. And he's like, no, not me. He's like, I don't know. Talk to Smitty about that. That's all I'm gonna say. So apparently, Will Smith picking up the Cougars. That's my guy.
Hey.
The older ladies.
I heard Jada Pinkett Smith is now available.
Hey yo, you know what? We're not gonna go down that
Fuck
path.
wants that.
We're not gonna go down that path because then we'll get yelled at to keep his wife's name out of our mouth.
Oh
so.
yeah, bro. I'm not trying to get slapped up. You know what I mean?
But speaking of Celebrini, I know we've been talking about Flames so far. Those girls just stared the fuck at us as they walked past. That was really awkward.
That was really weird. Oh yeah, we have the blinds open too, man.
Anyways, speaking of Celebrini, I want to talk about the injury plague that's gone through the NHL up to this point. With Barkov now out for 2 to 3 weeks because of an injury. You know, Celebrini's out now because of an injury. You've had Laine in the preseason. You've had all these different injuries in the first 3 weeks into the season, and we've had all these injuries. It makes you wonder what's going to go on for the rest of the season.
It's normal though.
Okay, this might
Yeah,
be
but
a
there's
really
extra. It seems extra this year.
this might be a really hot take, but I feel like the NHL needs to shorten its season. I think we should go down to 60 games.
Go
Again,
fuck yourself.
No, I understand why you guys want to keep it at 82, but in my personal opinion, there's just games in November that don't matter. I feel like
fuck yourself.
the less games, the more it matters, and honestly, it
No,
means more for playoffs though.
I think you're off your damn rocker to think to shorten the season because, well, yes, I agree. There's some games that don't matter. If you go into like March, for example, and you start in March, and while you're playing in March, you have certain teams that are battling no longer. What I think they should do instead of, if you want the games to matter more, they should change the way the draft works. Now, hear me out on this, okay? Instead of shortening the season, keep it the same way, but then you have, once your playoffs been locked, and you have the bottom teams of sorts. Have them play their ass off because I get the idea with.
You mean like how the PWHL, where once you're eliminated, then the points after that determine your draft order?
That's what I was gonna say because if you add that, well, all of a sudden all those games after you're eliminated from the playoffs, they mean a shit ton, and you still give the advantage to the teams who are last and get eliminated first because after that point, all their games, all their wins and everything like that goes into points. So if you get eliminated really early. And then you decide, okay, let's pick it up for a draft pick, and you go on this huge surge. Well, you could be, by the time the next person gets eliminated, you could have like a 6-8 point lead in the playoffs, in the playoff race.
Yeah.
Or draft race, what you call it.
Yeah.
So it makes those games more meaningful. And if you do it that way, then you don't have issues like you had 2 years ago, where you had, okay, we're out already in the playoffs with Calgary. No, not 2 years, 3 years ago. Okay, cool, we're out already in the playoffs. Well, let's just sit all our top guys and let's just play our young guys to get them experience. So it's like, I understand why you'd want to do that. I completely get that. But at the same time, it doesn't make the hockey as fun to watch.
Okay, but we're talking about injuries here, and playing more games leads to more injuries. That is proven. I think if you shorten the game by like 20 games or something, I'm not saying like go half of the league, you know what I mean? Like that's insane to me.
Yeah,
I think
but
you got to be in that 60-70 range right there, and it's gonna, number one, take out less injuries. Number two, games are way more meaningful.
Injuries in general, though, they're part of the game,
and like people are gonna actually care about a Saturday night game between Nashville and Carolina.
Yeah, but the difference is that if you
I want to watch an 0-4 team, I don't give a fuck whenever they're playing.
Yeah. The difference is that if you shorten the season, then in my opinion, it'll make, yes, it may reduce some injuries, but it'll make the Stanley Cup less difficult to win. Because right now, the Stanley Cup is the hardest trophy in sports to win right now.
Oh,
because you have a long 82-game season, then you have a long playoff round into the Stanley Cup Finals, and then you still have to win. If you shorten the season, it becomes, playoffs become closer and teams get more meaningful and stuff like that. Well, it can do that. I think that shortening that season will make the sort of prestige of the Stanley Cup and the difficulty, and sitting there saying, "Oh shit, you've won a Stanley Cup! Like that's awesome, man!" Even if you're on the fourth line or like if you're a trainer or anything like that, it makes it less meaningful because again, it's a little bit easier to win because there's less games to a point, and if you got off to a good start, it also will make it so that if you wouldn't have these comeback teams like Vancouver 2 seasons ago almost made the playoffs because again they shit the bricks
but like,
until
I completely,
then, and then they worked their ass to get back. Well, if you give them less games, they're not going to work their ass back like that.
Well, I completely disagree with that. Like, first
Well,
of all,
you're
talking
wrong.
about you're talking about comeback teams here. Look at the NFL. Like, that's an 18-game season. There is one comeback team that comes out of nowhere each year.
NFL's boring as shit, though.
That's boring as fuck.
No, but I'm saying,
Dude, I don't want the Cowboys lose every 2 minutes.
There is gonna be a comeback team no matter what in any league.
Well, let's be
There's
honest.
always gonna be a comeback team.
but
There's
hockey's always
no
better
such
for
thing
an
as
outlier.
comeback teams in the NFL because everyone knows the Kansas City Chiefs are always going to win because the NFL sucks off Travis Kelce.
Well, we know Florida is gonna win the Stanley Cup no matter what. A team from Florida will win.
Oh, not necessarily.
That's because they get tax breaks and they get
Exactly. It's
I
gonna
don't-
be a tax-free
I don't know what
team.
you mean. The Calgary Flames.
Hey, this is the year. Okay, but I want to get back on that. But you're saying it's harder to win the Stanley Cup. I think, in my current situation, I think it will be harder to win the Stanley Cup because you have more players healthy, right? You don't have like, what if McDavid starts hobbling into playoffs, right? He's not
Then he's
fully
a fucking
healthy,
loser and he needs
right?
to man up.
No, but I understand that. But a healthy McDavid versus a McDavid with a fracture is two different. Well, obviously there's some
but
player.
that's part of the game.
I understand it is part of the game.
It's part of the game.
But I'd rather have my stars healthy at the peak of the time, right?
Yeah,
Because
you
that's what
would.
most
I'd
people
rather
watch.
more hockey.
I guarantee you that if they took this to the general manager's meeting and proposed shortening the game to 62 games, I think it would get shut down unanimously.
I can understand
62
why.
games is too short.
I
You
think
can maybe go to 80 or 78.
That's
so
why
it's
I
still
said
an even
60,
split,
70.
but-
I think around like a 72 range or 69.
Yeah, and then you still have
no,
to
you know what?
rocker.
69 games.
No.
Just
Yeah, but
'cause-
would you rather have 62 games of a shortened season, or would you rather have another 20 games to watch someone like McDavid put up another 50 points?
I
just think
would rather have a short season, honestly.
they're trying to increase scoring in the NHL. Lowering the games reduces the scoring.
Okay, but
Yeah, that's going to reduce marketing. Like, it's going to grow the game less. 'cause
also
they only
no
got
offense
62.
to like scoring and shit, but it doesn't matter. Like, so
Of
what?
course the
McDavid puts
goalie
up
would say
150
that.
Are you telling me that
points.
80
No,
Shocker,
just hear
the
me out.
goalie says that
But,
scoring
like,
doesn't matter. The dude who thinks Montembeau's going to win the Vezina is
no
fucking
offense, like as
autistic
long as
bud.
you're decent during October to April, you're fine. Nothing matters from there. Like
That
look
is
at the
82
St. Louis
games.
Blues. Those 82 games, yes, they matter in some sort, but they don't really. What happens is what
do
you
you
do.
What is this man saying?
What happens
talking
is what
about?
What
happens
is
from
this
April
man
to June.
talking
Hey,
about?
I'm just saying the Leafs would be the greatest team of all time if we actually cared about the regular season.
The regular season matters to
Well,
get
that's why
into
no one
playoffs.
counts the regular season.
Exactly. No one counts the regular season. So, yes, McDavid can put up 150 points in the regular season. I think what's more impressive is him putting 50 points in the plaffs.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he
that's-
lost, so who cares
he
about
lost.
points?
Yeah,
That
who the
is
fuck
fair.
cares?
That is fair. But
I mean, he
like,
won the Conn Smythe though.
he did win the Conn Smythe, which is so dumb. I hate that so much.
No, he should
Why
have won it.
wouldn't
No,
he?
don't get
Why
me wrong.
shouldn't he have
He
won it?
deserves it, but like,
You just brought up the fact that he wanted to see him put up 50 points in the playoffs, and you don't want to see him
Okay,
get
no,
the
but,
Conn
like,
Smythe?
the Conn Smythe, like that's, imagine if you won at Florida and it's like, oh, McDavid won it, right? I feel like the winning team should always get it. It's
Well,
just
someone on
No,
someone on
which is fair.
Florida should have put up 60 points.
No, no, no.
That is fair.
I completely disagree with your point. I think you're off your rocker. The Conn Smythe, at its definition, it goes to the best player in the playoffs. No offense, there was no one on Florida who could even come close to what McDavid did through the whole playoffs. It's supposed to look at the whole playoffs.
dragged
Okay,
that
but, like,
roster
he
through 4
dragged
rounds.
that shitty ass.
so many examples.
Connor
through
McDavid
it.
carried Stuart Skinner to a Stanley Cup final. You know how difficult that is?
Hey, don't disrespect Calvin Pickard either. You know, absolute goat.
They're both awful. Terrible. They're bad.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
So, and who would you have rather seen on Florida win it? If you say Bobrovsky, I swear I will come
Oh,
over
it
there
would
and
have been
strangle myself.
Barkov, but
I would have went Barkov.
I
would've
would
went
not.
Barkov.
Still, McDavid deserved it way more than Barkov.
Actually, no. Flames legend Sam Bennett.
no.
No, I'm joking. I'd go with Barkov. I think
No,
Barkov would be great.
I would have still said McDavid because the conference supposed everyone over.
would have been Barkov or
it's supposed to be.
Verhaeghe.
It's supposed to be over the whole playoffs. Who was the most
But-
valuable player over the entire playoffs? It's not who was the most valuable player to the winning team.
does the Hart Trophy have to go to the guy with the most points?
No. No, it doesn't.
Exactly.
No,
But
Well, then the
but
Conn
okay,
Smythe can
no,
go
no,
to
but
anyone.
like,
Choose the
okay,
most valuable
if we're
over the whole
opening-
playoffs to their
if we're
team.
opening that conversation completely, right? Wouldn't you say like Ottinger was the most valuable player for his team in the playoffs in 2022?
Yeah, he was, but they didn't even get far enough to be
no,
considered
but
for the
yeah,
Conn Smythe.
for Conn Smythe,
Do you
Conn
have
Smythe,
to be in the finals to be
yes,
win the Conn
yes.
Smythe?
Out of the two teams, out of the two teams,
Hold on.
Okay,
You literally have to
hypothetically-
be in the
but I'm just
final
saying,
to win
I'm
the
just
Conn
saying,
Smythe.
we're saying it's the best of playoffs. If McDavid puts up 50 points, loses in the conference finals, he can't win the Conn Smythe.
Exactly.
yeah.
'Cause he didn't,
It's
yeah,
supposed-
but
'cause
if
he
you
didn't win.
drag your team into the final and then come back from down 3-1 to almost win the Stanley Cup after 50 points, you probably
That is
deserve
fair.
to have the
he-
Conn Smythe.
Don't get me
What
wrong,
I'm-
he deserves it, but
what
I
I'm-
just think I
Well,
don't know.
hold on,
I
you're
just feel
saying
like
he
it should
deserves
belong.
it? Ali, pick
okay,
one
here's my
side.
thing. He deserves it, but I fully believe that the Conn Smythe should go to the best player on the winning team.
I don't
That's my
think it should.
conversation.
But why the winning?
Well, that's
Okay,
why it
but
always
Ali,
has.
because you
that's
won.
why there's
That's the
only,
thing.
well, that's
But
why
no,
there's
but-
only been 6 on the losing side who've ever won it or
That is-
whatever.
that is fair,
The,
yeah.
the only reason why I disagree with that is because yes, 90% of the time the winning team is the best player in that Stanley Cup final series and in the playoffs in general. But the Conn Smythe, by its definition, like I said, is the most valuable player to his team during the playoffs who is in the Stanley Cup finals. Now, yes, a lot of times that comes to the winning team because if they're the most valuable player, they're gonna win.
If Barkov put up 50 points or tied McDavid in points, you're
100%.
close. It
That's
would have
what I'm
gone to
saying. But
Barkov every day of the year.
the reason why I think that winning team does not matter is because the Conn Smythe is not a team award. It is an individual award.
Yes, it is.
So it should go to the best individual player overall. Again, a player who's in the Stanley Cup final, but the best individual player overall, whose team may not have won, but who played the best throughout the entire Stanley Cup finals and was most valuable to his team to get them to the finals and in the finals. Because it's an individual award, doesn't give a fuck about the team. The team could lose 4-0, but if you have McDavid put up 70 points in the entire thing, and somehow Stuart Skinner let in 11 goals per game, which is realistic, I'm still going to give the Conn Smythe to McDavid because, no offense, he dragged Stuart Skinner's ass to the final.
Yeah,
Like, that's-
he did.
Well, that's why it depends on context, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. But I think it can go to the losing team. I don't have an issue with that. It's just a matter of they have to be the best player.
But
it's
gotta be a clear cut winner of the Conn Smythe. Like McDavid was the clear cut winner. If you go back to last year with Vegas, like Eichel was by far again the clear leader in points on both sides. So he won it, even if he was on the winning team.
Yeah.
Right, and then even if you go back before that with Makar winning it, like the only other guy I think I could have gone to was McKinnon. But again, no one on the other side even had a chance. Like no one on Tampa Bay looked like they wanted it, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
But if Vasilevsky came into that series a couple years ago,
Wait, how'd you say his name?
Vasilevsky?
That's Vasilevsky.
I thought it was Vasilevsky. Yeah, I don't know.
Vasilevsky.
That's why everyone calls him Vazzy, right?
Well, you're fucking white. It's Vasilevsky, but whatever.
White. He's Russian, of course. White doesn't matter in this.
White doesn't mean you're uncultured.
Should call him Vaseline.
Just because you're in history, you stupid idiot.
Okay, sorry I pronounced his name correctly, but what I'm saying is if he came into that game and put up a .915 save percentage in each game and still lost, again, you can make a conversation.
Okay, but like, when does this conversation? Because like, look at Carey Price in 2021. He dragged that Montreal team to the finals.
Yeah, but look at the other side.
He dragged that team to the finals. Price was more valuable than Vasilevsky in that playoffs.
Oh, I didn't say Vasilevsky win
Vazzy
that.
won it.
Price's
Vazzy won. Okay, I'm just
But
saying.
look at numbers wise.
Numbers wise, okay, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head.
I'm sure
but
Vasilevsky
if you
higher.
looked at all of this, Price was more valuable than Vazzy.
Yeah, but it's not a most valuable player award.
Okay, no, but
because
like-
that's why he would have won the Hart Trophy. Conn
we're talking
Smythe
about
is the
playoffs.
best performer.
Isn't isn't that MVP then? Isn't that basically just
No.
playoff MVP?
No, because MVP is leading your team like through Hart. Like for example, if McDavid
like-
puts up 150 points this year, but McKinnon put up 90 points and no one else in that roster put up above 50, then he would be considered for the Hart, but not the Art Ross. Do you know what I mean?
But the
'Cause
Hart,
he's the most valuable
the
to
Hart
his
is
team.
only for the regular season. We're talking about playoffs.
I
here,
know,
right?
but I'm using it as an example.
Okay, that's fair.
The Conn Smythe Trophy isn't an MVP award; it's the best player award.
Kind of feels like Finals MVP, doesn't it?
No, because the finals MVP would from your definition requires it's only people in the finals. The whole idea of the Conn Smythe is that it's the people, it's out of the teams that have made the finals who has been the best player on their team and overall in the playoffs.
Okay, I don't know. I think if you want to say overall best in the playoffs, then you have to open it to everyone.
No,
Yeah, you
can't just open
do,
it
but
to finals,
but it's only if they're going to cut it close. And the only people that are going to cut it close are the guys that make it to the Stanley Cup final.
exactly.
Okay. Moving on. I actually want to give you guys this question here. NBA has Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals MVPs. Do you think we should add that in?
No.
Oh, like for an individual player?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. No. I mean, it's futile. It doesn't matter.
It gets
If
to
they
a
add
point.
I don't
It gets
care.
to a point. Or for basketball, I understand because they have their own individual playoffs, and
It
then
kind of makes sense
the
for
winner there to
basketball
the-
because they
Yeah.
only have a Finals MVP, right? So it's
Yes.
the best player in the Finals. But for the Conn Smythe, it's the best player in the whole playoffs. So
So-
I guess in a way you are getting a reward for that.
It makes sense for basketball. If you do it for hockey, it becomes a participation trophy.
I'm indifferent. It doesn't really affect anything.
It becomes
in
a
my
participation trophy, and I think that's just stupid.
It kind of feels like a participation tropy in the NBA
Because
too.
because
Well, it
even
depends.
because
I mean, it depends.
LeBron won
It
another
depends
Western
on-
Conference Finals. What did Jordan win? Like,
Well, that's different conversation. But again,
we're not gonna get into that
I think it
conversation.
depends. Like if you're in the third, like if you're in the conference final and you're a third liner who put up 6 points in 8 games and you led the team in your points, maybe you can make a case for that because then if you go back into the final the last 2 rounds, it's probably your star player that's going to win the Conn Smythe. So I mean, in a way, you can kind of make a case for it, but I think it's just it doesn't add too much.
it doesn't mean shit, and there's no point in making another trophy and have Hockey Hall of Fame.
Like
have to
every
hold on
team,
to it
every
for
team has a
another
third liner that
2
turns it
years.
up in playoffs, right? And I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can maybe say, "Oh, does he deserve something?" But I don't think.
No,
he did.
I get that, but I still think it's just that's a dumb trophy idea.
okay, so I think this is a good transition to talking about more trophies. We're going to give our trophy predictions for the 2024-25 NHL season.
Fuck, what are all the trophies again? Jeez, there's like 20
Well,
of them.
we'll do
You know
like the
what?
4 big ones.
Lady Bing, guys. Who do you guys got for the Lady
let
Bing?
me start NHL trophies real quick.
Leafs playoff.
NHL awards.
I already got him, Kylan.
Okay, well.
Here, if you want.
I'm
Sorry, what
assuming.
should we be starting with?
Well, we're gonna start off with
Lady
probably the
Bing?
most useful one, useless one. The Lady Bing.
What's that one for
Could
again?
you call that useless? That's a leader. I don't know.
No, isn't Lady Bing the
It's like leader off ice.
Oh, it is leader one, isn't it? Oh, never mind. Which one's the one for least penalty minutes?
Ted Lindsay? No.
Is it Ted Lindsay? Okay, you know what? We'll just could go with it. Okay, Calder. Who's your Calder winner? I think for me it's pretty open right now.
It's so early to tell the rookies because you could
Yeah.
like look at. I mean, Bedard was a bit of an out case, but look, he broke his jaw and was out for 3 weeks, right? Maybe this year's rookie class isn't as top end talent as
I think that it'll either be. Sorry, continue.
well as maybe this year's top end talent isn't as crazy as Bedard. So like Celebrini, although he's only done for 2 weeks, but. And again, he's more of a. I've thought of Celebrini as more of a playmaker, and he's on a far worse team than even Chicago is. So it'll be tough to make him a case. But I think honestly, my number one pick for Calder is going to be Michkov.
I think
with
Michkov-
Philly.
I think
he's on a playoff contender, and he's like 6'2".
Yeah,
He's
I'm
huge,
gonna say
power
I was
forward.
gonna say either Michkov or I think, depending on how his season goes, and I'm saying this is really early to say it. Depending on how his season goes, I think Wolf could be in the talk.
I was gonna say,
But like
Wolf,
like I said, it depends on how his season goes. It really depends on if he can. Because if you look, like Gustafsson was, I'm not saying he'll win it for sure, but Gustafsson was in the talk for last year, and he was doing a tandem with Fleury. So I mean, I could see honestly.
Minnesota didn't finish really low in the
Yeah,
league. Like that's what I'm saying.
Depending on how Calgary does, and depending on how this all goes, like I said, this is all very dependent. Depending on how Calgary does, and if Wolf can pick it up, and if he ends up winning that starting spot over Vladar, which I mean, if he continues playing the way he has the last couple games, I could see it happening. I could see an argument for Wolf, and I wouldn't mind seeing Wolf win it, but. With a goaltender, it's so much harder to win.
I don't think he'll win it.
I honestly think he will win it this year. I have Wolfie winning the
Wolf?
Calder. To me, like Mishkov is obviously, I think that's the 1 and 2. I like Lane Hudson as my dark horse.
Dude,
but-
you just meat ride the two
this-
teams.
Hey, I'm just saying,
Lane Hudson is not getting
Lane
shit
Hudson
this year.
Is actually good.
Dude,
He's
the guy-
actually
the guy is
really,
actually
really
really
good.
Compare it to Michkov.
Dude is the white PK Subban.
That's why I said dark horse.
He's
There's a
the
reason
white
I said
PK
dark horse.
Subban.
Dark horse.
That's my dark horse pick.
A dark horse should be like someone like Wolf, where he's a good player but on a shit team.
I
That's the
think-
guy that should be your long shot.
I think it's between Wolfie and Mishkov.
Yeah, that's where I'm. As well.
That's where I'm saying. And I have Lane Hudson, if he has an incredible season, is my dark horse.
All right, I have a next trophy because I'm just going to the bottom here. Let's go with the Willie O'Ree Community Hero
I
Award.
don't know what that.
God, no, we're not
Impact
doing
on
this.
community, culture, or society. I think Evan Chabungus Chant.
Oh, yes.
Shall
Yeah,
we win it?
Evan.
Okay, no.
Julio O'Ree winner, man.
We'll go with the William M. Jennings Trophy. Goaltenders on team with
Jennings goalie
fewest
tandem.
Okay, you know what?
goals
Yeah,
against.
it's goalie
This is
tandem.
kind of a dumb award. Let's just go straight to the Vesna and
What
talk about best
the
goaltender.
tandem award?
The tandem
No,
award?
it's-
Yeah.
That's a good
it's kind of a
award.
dumb
No,
award, honestly.
do it.
Okay, fine. We'll do it.
I'm calling Minnesota's tandem. Gustafsson and
Whoa.
Fleury. Tandem-wise,
It's possible.
I
You
wouldn't
need
see
to
it.
look at a team that's got like maybe not necessarily the two best goaltenders, but a team that's got really good defense.
This might be
Like I think
really-
it could go to Dallas. I mean, Ottinger's a great guy. Actually Ottinger's amazing. I think he's top
and
5 in the league.
they do have Smith as well.
They've got a pretty good defensive core.
And they have Smith.
And-
Smith is their backup.
DeSmith, right?
Yeah, DeSmith is their
Like,
backup.
I mean, obviously DeSmith is no stellar player, but I mean, he's
He
probably
played-
he's
he-
a good backup.
he-
He's
he-
tenured. He knows what he's doing.
He played well in the first round before he got injured last year.
I think it'll go to the Dallas.
Yeah, it could go Dallas.
Dallas team again, just because like. I mean,
let's-
it's a tandem
let's-
award, but in a way, like look at why Brodeur is considered one of the best goalies of all time. That guy had like a team in front of him every single season he played, which helps your numbers,
and,
right?
and his son sucks. His son's an ECHL goaltender.
Okay, but I
You're in every
understand
position
Dallas.
to criticize him.
I
am a
understand Dallas.
goaltender.
This might be a really hot take. I got Winnipeg. I really like Winnipeg.
You're on fucking crack.
Didn't they win it last year?
No.
Who won the Williams and Jennings last year?
I put $1,000 on Boston winning it last
Yeah.
year.
Oh yeah, that was a good team. I know they won it.
Dude, that was
once.
Allmark and Swayman.
In their second year together. Sorry,
That
who
was
is the
insane.
Jets backup? Brossois?
No, Brossois gone now.
Oh, who is it then? Sorry.
I have no clue who their backup is.
Yeah, most recent was the Winnipeg Jets.
Who's really?
It was the Winnipeg Jets.
Brossois
I think
and
they would go back.
Hellebuck. Well, I mean, Hellebuck definitely helped that, right? Vesna caliber
Well,
or Vesna winner.
Hellebuck-
And I'm not saying
yeah.
I'm not trying to discredit Brossois because I mean, if you're a backup and can come in and post a 900 save percentage, you're doing your job.
Actually, who am I kidding? Dustin Wolf is putting up a 9.44 right now.
It's been 4 games.
I'm just saying.
Hey, you know what?
My dark horse.
Actually, it's been 2 games.
My
for
dark
him.
horse for the William M. Jennings is Calgary.
Oh yeah.
Fuck no. Look,
Damn,
no.
Vladar, Vesna trophy winner.
Head off the Flames meat, bro. We
No,
suck.
I'm joking. I'm joking. There's no way. All right, let's move on to Vesna. I'm just going up the list here. I got the list here. Let's go Vesna.
I got him back to back. Connor Hellebuck.
You can make a case for that. I think he'll
I
have
can
it.
make a case for that. I think he'll be in the runnings, but I really, I think he'll be down
You
to
say
3
Wolf,
goaltenders.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I'm not going to. No, Wolf's got a couple years before he wins the Vesna. I think he'll be in a talk. I think Wolf will be in the talk eventually for a Vesna, but I don't think it'll be this year.
Need a good team in front of him though.
Exactly. I
Hey,
think
undefeated. Last undefeated team right here.
there's 3.
We have a
Yeah,
great
it's
team,
called
man.
a wagon.
Yeah.
there's 3 undefeated teams. I think that Hellebuck.
No, it's just us.
No,
It's just us.
There's Tampa Bay, Winnipeg, and us.
Tampa Bay. What? Oh yeah, Winnipeg did win. Yeah, never mind.
You
You're right about that.
autist.
Okay, get up. Let's
Tampa
steer
Bay
away
beat the
from the
Hurricanes.
Flames. Steer away from
Sorry.
the Flames.
Yeah, this dude's hopping on that dick. So I think that the three goaltenders that could come down to this season, so far, I think it'll come down to Hellebuck.
You can't list 3. You're going safe bets.
Yeah.
List 2.
List your winner. You have to put money down on one player right now. Like, I can see Sorokin going for it.
I'd
no.
probably put money.
Good goalie, bad team, or not bad team, but you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
mid-team. Like if you look at someone like
Actually, you know what? I'd probably go for an off-brand pick. I'd probably put down for Ottinger.
That is
Look,
fair.
that's
look at
not
the
an
team in front-
off-brand pick. I was gonna say
no,
Ottinger.
but like compared to like you have Hellebuck as well. Is the difference?
I would take. Well, if I had to pick one of them, I'd take Ottinger. He's younger and he's got a better team in front of him to win.
He's got a really
to
good team
win
in
the
front of him.
Vezina.
That's the thing.
Also, maybe a dark horse for me. The guy's about to get $12.5 million apparently.
Oh, Shesterkin.
Yeah,
Shesterkin's
Shesterkin.
in a contract here. He has a lot
I can
to prove,
see Shesterkin
right?
playing up like that. Like we're in an era
Yeah.
where there's a lot of good goalies.
He's in a contract year, so I think.
Swayman
I
could do
think
it.
12 and a half is too fucking much for
Oh
Shesty.
yeah,
Holy
yeah. I have
moly.
to draw the line there.
12 and a half by 8, like, just no.
You've learned what happens when you pay goalies over 10 mil, like a Bobrovsky. Like I mean, they won a cup
mean, they won a
eventually,
cup,
but
yeah.
for the first 5 years of that contract, it was a brutal one.
awful. Like, just don't.
Granted, that's hindsight. You never know.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean-
look at Huberdeau.
I take the bet on Shesterkin.
Again, that's hindsight.
Okay,
But
next up. So we all got Ottinger pretty much.
I got Ottinger or Hellebuck.
I got Hellbuck.
I got Ottinger. Ted Lindsay Award, most outstanding player voted by the NHLPA.
Yeah, so that's an important one because it's voted on by other players.
Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a case for McDavid, but I think any leadership award, I think McKinnon has the best chance of winning.
I like McKinnon.
That guy has a fucking dog in him that is different than anybody else in the league.
Dude is built different.
and I know it's tough that they're starting 0-4, but they have Georgiev, which is not helpful to anybody on that team.
Trade for
so
Wolf.
it depends,
He'll
but
help you out.
and I mean that 0-4, you can make a case for someone else.
Shit.
Like I don't think you always got to look at the most skilled guys like McDavid. You can look at someone like a penalty killer. You can look at a guy that comes out big and kills penalties for you, like even someone like
Justin Kirkland.
yeah Costco.
The GOAT. The absolute GOAT.
Okay, next up, we'll move on from that one.
You guys
you
didn't
didn't give
even
me a
fucking
chance.
pick.
Oh, actually no. Go ahead. Yeah,
Wait, which trophy was it again?
Ted Lindsay.
Ted Lindsay.
voted
Connor
on by
McDavid.
the players.
I mean, like, voted on by the players. Connor McDavid is the best player. You
Yeah.
gotta say it, man.
I like McKinnon more.
That's fair. I understand you guys can say McKinnon. You can say Matthews.
The problem with McKinnon is
Not
that they're
Matthews.
0-4, right? So I mean, this could actually make his case better if he really. I mean, like the problem with Avalanche is their top guys are producing. Rantanen, Makar, and McKinnon all have like 6+ points in the first 4
Yeah, I
games.
know.
And then Georgiev's got a 680 save percentage.
know,
Like that's
it's
what's
bad.
killing
Yeah.
him. So it depends on how you want to look at
I'm
this.
just
Like
saying,
this could mean
they're going for
it's
Shesty this
easier
year.
for him to win it. Even the Hart Trophy, like McKinnon won the Hart last year, right?
Yeah.
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 So
Even though I
and
don't
again,
agree
like
with
look,
that pick.
there's a reason why it goes to someone with a dog in him, like McKinnon over someone like
Kucherov got snubbed last year.
over
Kucherov pissed me off.
Kucherov. You
Kucherov
can
got
make
snubbed.
Kucherov. I think Kucherov. If it was my sole decision to give out the award, and obviously there's a reason why it isn't, I would have gone with Kucherov because if you look at that team. If he doesn't put up 140 points or 136 points, whatever he put up, like Tampa Bay wouldn't even have sniffed the playoffs. Like,
Agreed.
They were in
Yeah.
a weird situation last year.
Stamkos was injured. Vazzy was injured. Hedman was out for a little bit. Like, Kucherov carried that team. He fully carried that
I think
team.
last year it could have been Kucherov, but again for the same reason, like he carried his team. Like McKinnon did carry his team last year, but he had more support than Kucherov did. Is what my point is.
That's fair.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, let's go with the first one here. We'll go with is the Prince of Wales Trophy, Eastern Conference champion.
I got the New York Rangers. They have to break it this year. They have to do it this year.
Yeah, Rangers are a good choice. There's a couple teams out east, like Carolina. I still think could do it, but
It's
they got to get
Eastern
their shit
Conference.
together.
I think their window's closing.
Eastern
It's
Conference.
definitely closing, but
I'm sorry, I gotta go with Florida.
That's fair. That's fair.
I would take Florida
I gotta
over the
go Florida for the
Rangers as an
three-peat.
overall, but you know, I mean they're so close that and especially with hockey, anything could go anyway. Like you could still see the Rangers, winning that for sure.
All right,
Buddy, that's like the second time you've dropped it today.
I know I was fixing the mic.
In 2 minutes.
Okay, Clarence S. Campbell, Western Conference champions. We'll go with now. in the West, who's your champion?
Either you say the Flames, I'm gonna kill you.
I'm coming out right now and I'm saying
The
Dallas.
Winnipeg Jets.
I'm saying Dallas.
Jets
No,
are probably.
I'm not taking the Jets.
I would say Dallas #1. Like
Dallas or Colorado. If
and,
Colorado
and
pull
that's
it
the
out.
easy choice because that's the easy choice because they're the best team in the West on paper by far. But again, like the Jets sucked last year in the playoffs. But I mean, I could still see them making it.
I can't see the
decent
Jets
run.
doing it. My pick before the year was Colorado, but I'm so scared about Georgiev.
My pick was still Colorado.
I'm
but
switching it.
Like
I'm
if
gonna
you
go
like last playoffs,
Dallas.
Georgiev. If you look at him, that guy rides on streaks. Like the first 3 games of those playoffs, he had like under a 900, and then the next 4 he had a 920. And then again, the last couple of games of the playoffs, he had like a 900 or it'd be below a 900. Like
He's such a
that's
streaky
That's what the
goaltender.
problem was. Is that if they could even get 900 goaltending, they probably would have won at least a few more rounds or at least a few more games. So I think it kind of depends on. If Avalanche can get 900 goaltending out of Georgiev, I think that they could definitely make a chance for it. Because again, they've got I think they got the defenseman in the league right now, offensively at least, and they've got clearly reigning Hart winner.
He's no Chris Tanev.
No one can meet Chris. I'm sorry, that Chris Tanev contract in Toronto is one of the worst in the league.
Oh yeah.
$4 million for 6 years. The guy's 34.
I digress.
I thought it was $6 million for 4 years. Am I backwards on that?
Oh, it might be.
It's 6 million for 4 years, I believe.
Oh, is it?
I'm
Okay, I
pretty
thought
sure
it
they
was
paid him
6 years or something.
Which I mean, he's 37 or turning 37, I believe.
He's turning 34.
Is he? Oh, is he? I thought he was 36.
Turning 35.
Who am I thinking of? Markstrom's turning 30.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
35.
he's
Never mind. I'm
35
way
in
off
December.
on both. Sorry. For me, the problem with giving a guy that age $6 million isn't the money, or yes, it depends on who you're giving it to. But
It's 6
Tanev
years.
is known for being made of glass.
6 years, 4.5.
Okay, so that's not that makes it better because you could buy it out for $2 million, or again, contending team you want to trade for him. He could just be a rental for the last 3 years of his career if he wants to be that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, back to the trophies. Let's go with President's Trophy, top overall record in the season. I'm calling New Jersey. They're looking like a wagon this year.
I'm going to say it.
I think New Jersey. If you say
Shut
Flames,
the
I'm gonna
fuck
kill
up.
you.
The Calgary Flames.
Yeah, if the season stopped yesterday.
This dude.
Stop
okay,
the season!
If you said this last year, Evan would been like, I hope so. But Evan has resigned his fate of rebuild, and now
We
they're going to pull it
need
out.
to rebuild. You're
Dude,
not gonna win a Stanley Cup if you don't go through a rebuild.
The Flames have just hurt Evan every single time. Back when we were in win mode, he was like, "Oh, please win," and we lost. And then he's like, "Okay, let's go in rebuild mode." And now they're winning.
The problem, like, if they want to make the playoffs, because I know every player's want to make playoffs, right? You can't tell a team not to try. But as a fan, it's easy to say, "Oh, I want to lose." But if they want to make it to the playoffs, we have to fucking decide that we're going to go to the playoffs and not go like 3-0 and then lose 4 straight kind of thing.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they gotta decide. And if they're going to decide to lose, decide to lose. If you're going to decide to win, decide to win.
Yeah, I agree.
We didn't even pick.
Okay, but my actual pick, I'm going with the Florida Panthers. There's just what team has more depth there right now? It's either them or Vegas for me.
I don't mind Vegas. I don't mind Vegas pick. I don't mind Florida. I still think that I do truly think that New Jersey is a good chance at it. I think even Dallas is a good chance.
I think
at
New
it,
Jersey's
honestly.
too inexperienced to win the President's Trophy. Like they got Markstrom, which is good, but Markstrom rides on such streaks. Like if you look at the contract out with the Flames, every other year was a poor year, and if you're going by that same logic, this year's not going to be the best year for him.
True.
So I think that's tough. But they've also, like, Jack Hughes has been injury prone the last couple seasons. Like
Yeah.
Luke Hughes is injured, and he's
Yeah.
also like 20. Like they've got a couple of young guys.
Hischier too.
Yeah, he should
I don't know.
too. And I mean,
I don't know.
the most
I think-
average first overall pick doesn't help you.
I know.
Hey, Nico Hischier's an incredible player, man.
I think that like I said, I think they have a chance. Personally, I think for the President's Trophy, I think it's too early to tell for the President's Trophy.
Yeah, but that's why we're making these predictions now. It's going to seem outlandish, but I think that Dallas is the best chance.
Calgary Flint. No.
I think the Dallas Stars have the best chance to win it because
Yeah.
look at the division that they're in. So they're in they're a Central Division, so they have to fight with the Jets, but that's about it.
Well, I'd say the Metro's the weakest right now. Besides 2 teams. Who
Yeah,
else do they have?
but there's more. Like if you look at the East, you've got Florida, you got Boston, you've got New York Rangers, you've got Tampa Bay, who I mean you can't count them out. They're gonna, I mean, not necessarily gonna win it, but they could definitely steal some games away from those top teams.
They could mess around and screw
And
some
then who?
stuff up. Yeah.
And then did I say Florida?
Toronto.
No, if I said Florida, Toronto, like regular season team, right? Like they could steal some wins. If you go to the West Coast, it is such a weaker divisions, in my opinion. Like
Are we talking division or conference?
both conference
Okay.
and division. Like Central, you've got you got Dallas and you've got Jets. I think those are the two teams
Colorado.
that are going to come out of there.
Don't forget Colorado
as well.
yeah.
Sorry, but they're starting 0-4. So they're in a bit of a hole right now. But they
And if
could
you want
do
to say
it.
Nashville, I can argue it.
No,
but
Nashville
No.
again was my sleeper pick to do
No.
decent this year. But like, I think you got to look at the fact that Dallas plays worse teams more often. Do you know what I mean?
that's fair.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. The
I mean-
Pacific, actually, I might go with Pacific as the weakest. Because honestly,
Yeah,
besides
sorry, but I meant
the
Pacific's
Oilers
the
and-
weakest. But I
yeah.
meant like if you're looking at conference wise, which is the biggest thing, I think that the West is the weaker of the two. Like you've got like 5
100%.
teams in the East that could
100%.
make a chance to win a Stanley Cup, and in the West you've got 2, maybe 3 if Avalanche turn their shit around.
I'd make an argument that all 8
Four
teams
if
that
you
make the
include the
playoffs
Flames.
has a chance.
4 if you include the Flames.
It
Look at,
depends. Like that's, I know it's like
Look
well,
at 2023. Panthers were the 8th seed in the playoffs in the East.
I
and-
think a better example is that Montreal run in with the COVID era. I know it's bubble; people can say what they want, but I think that's more of an impressive dire run than anything else.
Well, I think it just
I'm
shows
just-
the depth of the East, Florida being
I'm
an 8th
just,
seed. and
I'm
stuff.
Well,
just
that too,
saying.
yeah.
There's 4 teams that could make it to win the cup in the West. I'm just saying you missed Calgary Flames.
It's the Calgary Flames, the
Goats.
Calgary Flames, the Calgary Flames, and the Calgary Flames.
Hey, if we win a cup, I'm obviously not going to fucking complain.
Vibes are really good here in Calgary right now. Like honestly, we can make the playoffs. I think we can mess around and do some stuff. Like this is giving 2015 comeback boys vibes.
and you could, like, and that's great. It would be entertaining to watch, but you've got to look at the future of this team. Like,
Who cares of the future? Win now.
Dude, if you can build
Yeah, if we could-
experience
if we
with this
could-
team right now, are you kidding me? Wouldn't you want that?
How many are? We're gonna go through the lineup. Kirkland, AHL
Beauty,
player,
beauty.
but he's an AHL player. So he's not gonna be part of the next Stanley Cup run. Lomberg is 30, not gonna be part of the next Stanley Cup run. And then you keep going. Backlund is 36. He's gonna be gone here. I hope we don't re-sign him. Coleman,
What?
34, 30.
Backlund's a
Two.
flame for life. I'm sorry.
Coleman's
They'll
okay, sure,
re-sign
but
Backlund.
Coleman's 32. Wagon, but how much longer can you keep this up? Kadri just turned 31. Like, great player, but is he going to help us win a cup here
Is
in
he a
3
good
years?
player, though?
No. And then you go to Huberdeau, just turned 31. Love the guy, but he's been in a brutal slump. That's not going to help us. That's going to suck. And then you look at the other 4 guys we've got. Like Coronado, got to prove himself, and he did the other day, and you got to work him up. He's, 24? You got Peltier, who's got to prove himself, but again, he's 23. He's playing in the minors. He could help us with that. Zary, 22. Like, you got all these young guys, but you got to support those young guys here in
missed
3 years
Dustin
with
Wolf.
other top players. There you go. You got Dustin Wolf. He'll be the back man of the whole thing.
Here's my argument to this: is you look at a team like Ottawa, who completely stripped it down, got all this young talent, got all this high-end talent, but they don't have the experience to crack into the playoffs.
look
Their
at
captain
But
is
the
Brady
fact is-
Kachuk. That's the issue.
He's
But it's
a
also
great
it's also
player.
You know,
it's
he's
also
great.
market.
I'm
Like,
joking.
obviously Calgary's not the biggest market because you can see where we lost players too. Like, I would rather live in Miami than I would rather live in Calgary. I'm gonna be honest. But you got to look at other
You'd rather
things
get
too. Like,
rained out than snowed out. Shocker.
you got to look at other things too. Like with your point with Ottawa. If you look at that team on paper, that team is far better than I think the Calgary Flames would be. But then what's the problem? Why can't they get in the playoffs? I mean, is it a management issue? Is it a coaching issue? Like, they've changed things like that. So it depends. I think they just got to get their shit together.
Yes, but like
I think a better example of this is Buffalo, who have, what are they, 11 seasons outside the playoffs?
Yeah.
They have stripped it down. So obviously there's consequences with stripping it down. And that's why I think that Calgary has an advantage on those teams where, like, when Ottawa stripped it down, like when they traded away Carlson and they traded away like all their other stars, like they got rid of their players and they ran on a hot streak with Frederick Anderson for Andrew Hammond for a while.
The goat Mark Stone.
Calgary has a head start on a rebuild than a lot of other teams do because we have 3 established core young guys that you can roll with, plus a couple other guys
Yeah,
that could.
Zari, Coronado,
And Wolf are the
and
3
Wolf.
that I was thinking.
Plus, you also have Pospisil. You have
Yeah, you've got
Peltier,
Pospisil who's a shit disturber. You love having guys like that.
yeah.
And that's my point of why we need to rebuild. Like, I love the guys we have, but if you compare them to someone who you would draft at like top 5, these guys are second liners. Like, I love Zary and I love Coronado, I think, has the potential to be that guy that could be a top liner. But we need more guys that have that guarantee to be a top liner, is my argument.
I think Zari could be a top liner, but the issue you look at still is that, yeah, okay, Zari could develop to be a top liner. Coronado can develop to a top liner, but out of those 2, you do not have a centerman that can develop to a top liner.
But there you go. You got to get to a draft. You got to draft a centerman.
Yes.
That's why centermans go so much higher.
Pospisil Pospisil can play center, yes, but you don't want a guy like Pospisil playing on your first line.
That's
with all
my
your skill
point, and
guys.
that's why
Yeah.
you need to have a team. Like I'm not, and I mean, I say tank, and I say I want to finish last, but if you look at even the bottom teams in the league, like our roster is far better than Chicago, San Jose, and who else? Who finished bottom 3 last year? I think Columbus is going to be down there again
put
this year,
Columbus in there.
despite what happened over the summer and that tragic loss. But I think
R.I.P.
if you compare those rosters, I think Calgary does have a better roster, which is why we're never going to, that's our head start, right?
Yeah.
Like we do still have a decent roster, but you've got to finish bottom 5 and get a top 5 pick if you can.
Okay, let's go back to the trophies. I'm gonna skip over.
We just
I'm gonna-
completely.
we kinda
You guys
digress.
keep bringing up the
Talking here.
Flames.
Hey, the greatest team to ever exist. Vibes are so high right now. Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna skip
Yeah, it's
over.
a wagon. It's fun to watch.
I'm gonna skip over the NHL Lifetime Achievement Award for long-term contributions to hockey and the NHL
Sidney
Foundation
Crosby will win that when he retires.
and the NHL Foundation.
I think let's
Player
go to the
Award
big
for
boys.
for the community service.
Well, we just
I'm
listed
gonna
the
skip over
presidents.
this
I
one.
say Dallas.
I think let's go to the big boys right now.
Well, I'm going to
We're
Robert
going?
Richard.
Isn't presidents
that's
like the
a big
biggest?
one.
Maurice Rock-Richard, top goal scorer.
Matthews.
I'm saying
I have to go Matthews here. I think.
Matthews.
Okay, I
The
also
dude
see another
is-
guy,
I think McDavid could do it if he's got the tear on him.
Jason
again.
Robertson.
That's a dark horse, but I mean,
I like Jason
Again,
Robertson.
good team, and it's possible, but I don't think of
But
Jason
Pappy's just
Robertson
so
as a
good.
goal
Pappy is
scorer.
so good,
He's
man.
like Matthews is the greatest pure goal scorer we've seen in the last
I love Pappy.
Does he hit 70?
20 years.
No.
It's tough with the start he has right now, right? He's got 1 goal in 4 games. Last year he had 7 goals in 4 games. Like I mean,
Yeah,
it's still
that's fair.
possible, but
It's tough. Toronto's in a tough position because their core 4 are like they're really good, but for some reason it's just not working. There.
It's a curse.
well, because
the
they don't
Leafs are
build
cursed.
they don't build defensively, and their goaltenders get injured every season.
Okay, no, I think the team is just cursed.
Okay, well, yeah, but if you have better D-man, like that's what helps you with, like you can't win a Stanley. Like look at Edmonton, you need defensemen to win a Stanley Cup.
But like I look at that team in like 2021 where they had like Muzzin, Riley, they had a great defensive core and they should have ran through the
Who,
Canadian
sorry?
division. Like during the bubble season. That
Yeah, but
Leafs
which
team,
team? Sorry, Leafs.
the Leafs. That team should have ran through everyone in that bubble season.
And well,
It's just they blew it.
yeah, but you can
They
say that about
lost
you
it.
can say that about anybody. Like you could say that Boston should have ran through the playoffs
that is
last
fair.
year when they had the best season ever. Like there's so much anomaly in the sport, you can't really say that.
Yeah.
And then like you can, I mean, it's fun to poke fun at the Leafs because I mean, who doesn't like to hate on the Leafs? But
First round exit.
it isn't even like. I mean, it's not Matthews' fault. It's not Nylander's fault. It's not Marner's fault. It's not Tavares' fault. It's not it's not these guys' fault. But it's the management for not building a defensive team. Like, if you're gonna go so all out offense, you've got to lock down with like defensive defensemen. Like the Flames. I'm gonna bring it back to this. Like, I really like our defensive core. I think we got it. Like you got Miramanov and you've got Pahal, who are just stay-at-home D-man. Like they're one-way D-man, and like that's what a guy like Toronto needs. Like they've got so much offense, they just need a guy that can just defend the front of the net.
Well, that's why you had Tanev and all.
There you go.
Ekman Larson, I was gonna say, but that's a bad pick.
Okay, yeah, but he's still better than like what their other options
That
are.
is
Like
fair.
even if they have like a mediocre D-core that could, you know, even just defend some chances, like the offense can carry them through what they need.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I think we're gonna move on.
Let's go to
What
Lady.
award are we talking about?
We were talking about the Rock Richard.
I think we should go straight
Oh,
to the
yeah,
Art
Matthews.
Ross right now. You know, most points.
No, I'm doing a
Most
system
points.
here.
Okay.
Go screw yourself. Okay, cool.
Okay. Cool.
Whatever. Let's do them together. Let's do Lady Bing and King Clancy. So sportsmanship and gentlemanly conduct, and then leadership and humanitarian contributions.
Isn't one off the ice? Is it Lady Bing?
Oh, yeah, pardon me. King Clancy's off.
King Clancy's
Let's
off,
keep it
sorry.
on the ice.
Lady Bing, then Lady Bing.
Cole Caulfield.
That's actually a good pick.
That's
I
not
like
bad.
that one.
I like that one. It's the only Montreal pick that you've done that I haven't thought you're an absolute dick rider and having, Martin St. Louis cock so far down your throat.
Oh man.
I think again Scheifele. Like
Shifley
guy
is the one,
doesn't
yeah.
swear.
Ooh, yeah,
like that's
got
a
a
good
point.
choice.
All right, next up.
You could also, I mean, I was also going to say someone like Barkov. Like he's quiet and he's reserved, so you might not be all. Like I don't know about him really,
I'm
but
just
again,
saying,
he knows
David.
he knows what he's doing on the ice and he's a leader.
Lock in
Right now.
That's not fucking good enough. Do we want to do the Jim Gregory GM of the year?
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
Okay.
Craig Conroy. That's the
Yeah, you're
first
right,
time.
Craig
Conroy.
Conroy. Absolute legend.
It's the first time I'll ever defend the Flames.
Okay. Next up, we'll do the Norris Trophy.
Actually, I'm gonna go back to the one just beforehand. I think because you can't look. Actually, does that? I don't even know. Does that award take in regular season stats? Does
Yes.
it say
For what?
the GM award?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
For
Okay.
sure it
Well, I
does.
was gonna say you could say the guy in Nashville. I can't remember his
It's
name.
usually mostly improved, but Barry Trotz, right?
Yeah, Barry Trotz. I was gonna say like
That's
you
fair.
can make a case for Barry
Oh my
Trotz because if you look at that offseason,
last year's so
they had a
funny.
really good offseason.
Last
And
year's so
obviously,
funny.
it's
that
hindsight
the,
now, but
the whole Nashville team had a ticket to a U2 concert, and then the GM Barry Trotz walks into the room and yells, "Yeah, I know you guys aren't. I don't care how much money.
I mean,
you
I
guys
know
have
that's
spent.
last
Fuck
year,
you
but
guys,
there you
aren't
go.
going."
That again
That's
shows
crazy.
like he knows what he's doing.
Okay, next
It's
up,
not his fault the team can't produce.
Norris Trophy.
Kale McCarr.
I think McCarr or
And
Hughes.
I think actually, you know what? I think Hughes is a better choice because
Rasmus
he's
Anderson.
gonna have better defensive stats than McCarr is.
I
Rasmus
really
Anderson.
hate saying this one, but I'm really high on the Rangers. I'm going Adam Fox.
Go fuck yourself.
Fox.
Go
I
fuck
think
yourself.
I hate Fox. Don't get me wrong, but I think he wins it this year.
Go fuck yourself.
You could.
I haven't
you
won
can
it.
make a case for all those guys. I don't know.
I think Rasmus Anderson.
That is fair. That is fair.
It's not
no,
fair.
That's
no,
so
it's
fair.
not.
Are
It's
you kidding me?
not.
That's-
I'm saying there's a Hughes or McCarr's gonna win it. I think.
I think what's going to help McCarr's case is that he's on a team right now that looks to be struggling, and although it's the goaltending, not the offense or I mean maybe the defense a little bit because the goals against is also it's a team stat, right? But if you look at his numbers, maybe he doesn't have as good a plus minus as Quinn Hughes, but if he's the guy on that team that's leading from the back end, maybe you could say that. I know
I'd
that
say
one.
that, yeah.
And I hate the Norris Trophy because look at us, we're all throwing out offensive defensemen. But if there should be an award, or they should change the award to being the best defenseman.
Matthias Ekholm.
Ekholm's a great choice.
Ekholm's a good choice. In all honesty,
Again, Tanev, someone who can make
Tanev
a
would be a
case.
good
Maybe he's
choice.
aging now, but that guy
In his prime?
guy plays with his fucking heart on the ice every shift. Like that guy
yeah,
dies
Tanev's
in front of anything, no matter what, despite
Tanev's a
breaking
good
every bone in
choice.
his body.
Who else is there?
Again, and it depends. Like you can even say Quinn Hughes is good for both of those because I mean he's gonna have a really good
Oh,
plus
he's so
minus
good.
because that's a team
Parker's
stat,
not
but-
here, so we don't gotta pretend that we like Vancouver.
Yeah, fuck Vancouver.
Oh, I hate Vancouver.
Yeah, fuck Vancouver. They're all fented out of their mind anyway. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Screw Parker, man.
Yeah, don't like him.
Hey, man, we kicked him off for a reason.
Let's move over. He didn't kick off. He just couldn't make it this time.
This is how we're letting him know.
The Jack Adams Award, Coach of the Year.
Ryan Huska.
Dude, this is getting a little high glazing now. I'm calling Paul Maurice. If Florida makes another run, Paul Maurice has a good.
I think Paul
Yeah, no,
Maurice is
but,
the
like-
best coach in the league.
he's phenomenal.
Coach of the year isn't really coach of the year. It's who improved the most. Let's be honest here.
It should be Coach of the Year.
Well, it depends on who's most improved. Like if you got to look at your case. Like last year with Chris Knobloch taking over, and I know. Like I mean, where did they finish second in the league? Second in Pacific last year.
I think so. Did he win last year?
I don't know if he did, but I'm saying like that's the case you got to look at where he steps into a team, whether they're good or bad, and then heavily improves them again. And I know that depends on who you're looking at. I think it's going to be this year.
Last year was Rick Tocchet, a team that we didn't expect being
you're
good, right?
Rick Tucker. Why can't I forget his name? Sheldon Keefe. I think Sheldon Keefe could make a good choice to win it this year. 'Cause
That is a good choice.
taking
yeah.
over New Jersey. And New Jersey looks to be like a wagon. This like they could do some damage, whether in playoffs or even if they get knocked out first round. This is a regular season award. I think they could definitely finish top 10 in the league, and I think Sheldon Keefe is probably my choice for that reason.
Honestly,
I could see
I'll go
that.
for it, Kylan.
I'm going with Paul Maurice as my pick as well.
Paul Maurice would be my more obvious choice.
As much as I love Ryan Huska, my real pick's probably John Hines from the Minnesota Wild. I
Yeah,
think the
but
Wild are going to make some
savior
noise.
of the Flames is going to be Craig Conroy.
Yeah, you're right.
rebuild,
You're right.
like-
But
like-
Huska's done a great job so far. So
I'm not saying he's not done a great job, but I think it's tough to give the coaching award to a team that's not going to make the playoffs
yeah, that's fair.
or shouldn't. I mean, there's the
Hey,
other
we are
case.
making the playoffs this year. Are you kidding me?
Hart Trophy.
Stanley Cup champions, man. Connor Zary.
Hart
Conn
Trophy.
Smythe winner.
Hart Trophy.
I think.
Davo.
I'm going Kucherov. I love Kucherov.
I'm gonna go. For me. It's between Kucherov and Panarin.
Are you kidding me?
What?
No, like Kucherov. You know, are you kidding me?
I said, I think it's between Kucherov and Panarin, in my opinion.
Guys, who are we joking? It's gonna be Jonathan Huberdeau.
Exactly.
All right, next up, Selke Award.
Defensive forward.
Yeah.
Barkov.
I feel like you have to go Barkov here, but
Barkov.
he's injured right now. Which is my issue.
That's an award where you don't necessarily need to play all the games.
I don't know.
to-
I could go for a sleeper pick here.
You
Robertson.
name someone on the.
No, he's not that defensive.
but I'm talking about on the team he's on
Okay,
though.
you know, you guys are gonna hate me because you guys are gonna call me a glazer, but Nick Suzuki is my dark
Go
horse on
fuck
that
yourself.
one. Nick Suzuki's a great defensive center. I don't think he's winning it this year, but he's my dark horse.
The problem with having the problem with this award is that it's something that stems greatly on plus minus. So you got to look at a team that has kind of all around. And
That is fair.
And Montreal's got a couple good goalies, but after
Except for
that,
Montembeault sucks.
they're a little rough. Do you know what I mean?
Austin Matthews was in the conversation last year. Apparently. That's
Matthews
insane.
is
good
he's
2A.
also got a choice. I think even Nylander could do that because I think Nylander's a bit more of a workhorse than I think Matthews is. But my number one choice is Barkov. I think he's too.
You want a real dark horse? Elias Lindholm in Boston.
Yeah, I've always thought of Lindholm as a decent 2A player, and maybe not as much with Calgary, but with his role in Vancouver, though they overpaid for a third liner. I think you could definitely say that.
Yeah. All right, let's go with. We're
we
gonna
done the
skip
Vezina?
that one. We did Vezina already.
We did? Okay.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't. We did the William and Jennings.
No,
Yeah,
we
we did
we,
the Jennings.
we said Vezina right afterwards.
Oh yeah,
Also-
we did do Vanek.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Never mind.
All right,
that.
let's go with Bill Masterton. Oh, never mind.
Why?
Oh, it's perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication.
Let's
yeah,
just-
so it's like most improved. Like I think, I don't want to say it's a less
Costco.
important award, but no, it's going to be.
I think
is it Burakovsky, the guy on Avalanche who had to check into player assistance, but he was like a goal a game in his
Wasn't
playoffs
it
last year?
Nishushkin?
Nichushkin, sorry.
I think that's a good thing. I actually think depending on how
Last year, I think Oliver Shillington was snubbed, even though he decided to leave us.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
What I think actually, what I wouldn't be mad about, and I know Parker would dick right about this. Depending on how he comes back from his knee injury and how long it takes, I could
Demko?
see Demko depending on how he plays.
That's a
afterwards.
good pick there.
I mean, because like, the whole idea is dedication, perseverance, and sportsmanship. Demko's already does sportsmanship, and then if you're talking about his dedication,
Okay.
he's had dedication. If he's still playing, he's still going even with his major knee injury. So, I mean, he could be in the top.
I think another one like that could be Laine, who has a more serious knee injury. Who I think Laine is a bit. I mean, like that guy has the potential to be a 40-goal scorer every season. I don't know if it's where he's playing or if he just doesn't want to be that way. But I
He's
think
too
that
busy
if
with
he
Fortnite.
comes back,
Yeah,
I think that
it's
he
Fortnite.
could definitely be a contention.
I'm just
for the Bill
saying,
Masterton.
can we put in the talk Jonathan Huberdeau for the perseverance for those last 4 seasons?
Maybe if he shows up.
That is fair, yeah.
Let's go Art Ross.
You gotta
I
go
think you gotta
Davo.
go
You gotta go
Davo.
Davo.
You gotta go Davo.
You gotta
Jesus,
go
bro.
best guy in the league. Like
Yeah.
yeah, the only
yeah.
other guy I could see running him besides Draisaitl, which I don't think will ever happen again, would be Kucherov.
I think
Well,
sorry.
actually, you know what? I could Panarin put up 120 points last year quietly. I think that Panarin could also make a run for this.
Don't overthink it. It's McDavid.
McDavid,
It's
I would say
McDavid. It's
Panarin
100%
second.
McDavid.
one
no
thing I would
question.
say actually we forgot about this when it comes to the Rocket Richard Trophy. I don't know if it'll happen this year, but I think in the next year or two, I think that Bedsy will start to fight Matthews for that only because of his release. Because last year he only had 60. He only had 60 games to play.
I mean-
I think today this year really depends because he's on a sucky team with Chicago, but in 62 games he still put up like 80 points.
He did not put up
That
80
is fair.
points.
It was close to it.
He had a .98 points per game. So if he only played 62 games, he put up like 60 points.
I think it's 6-7. But still, as an 18-year-old I'm meeting, and he had almost 30 goals that season. I'm saying that if he keeps improving the way he is, and with his work ethic as we've seen, he'll do so. I think it may not happen this season, but the next season or
I
two,
think-
he'll start fighting Matthews.
I think
for
he's
that-
a bit
that
more
rocket
like
shard.
McDavid though, where he's more of a playmaker first than
Yeah, his
pure
I'm
his
just
goal
saying-
shot's
scorer.
so insane though, dude.
I'm just saying, if Evan didn't tear his ACL,
Am I in this conversation?
the Art Ross.
Art Ross winner, man.
I think the final thing we can do is talk because I would say Conn Smythe, but Conn Smythe is so dependent on the playoffs.
Yeah.
Let's go. Who we got for the cup? Last one. The cup.
Dallas.
Dallas.
New York. I'm going on the
You think you're
Rangers.
gonna
I'm
get done?
hopping on the Rangers bandwagon.
This dude has
that
Shesty's knee
Shesterkin
so far
flag
down.
check
his-
is going to get him done.
Hey, bro, it's every goaltender. Are you kidding me?
That
Hey,
dude has
goaltenders need some
Shesty's
love,
knee
man.
so far down his
Goaltenders
throat.
need some love.
Jake
Seriously,
Ottinger
I see everyone
signed-
shit on
He
him,
just
man.
signed that 8.25 again. which
Yeah,
is-
I love
that's
that
the
contract
happy
for
medium
Dallas.
for a top 5 goal in the league. Like eight, a little over 8.5 is where, or about 8.5 is where I would pay like a true elite starting goaltender.
I'm sorry, 5 years into that contract, it's going to be like looking like one of the best contracts in the league.
It's going to look like one of the best contracts
Just
here in
with
2
salary
weeks.
cap inflation and everything.
They're
and
literally
yeah.
talking about like goaltenders just taking the Swayman specials. What I keep hearing.
Yeah,
'Cause
they
there's so
call
many
they keep
people-
calling it the Swayman range.
Okay, so there's just one more topic I want to talk about before we end up heading off of this thing. I want to talk about Lavoie getting passed around like a German hooker.
Oh man, that
Between
boy's
two
getting
teams.
passed
Fuck is
around
with you and the
everywhere.
German
Holy, he loves his German hookers, man.
There's been a few of them.
Hey, you know what?
I don't know. Battle for the farm team.
Oh man, I feel so bad for this guy. He's just getting passed
Dude,
around, man.
He's getting passed around.
I don't even know what his stats
He's getting
are.
passed around more than a ratchet girl right now, bro. It's
He literally went from the
crazy.
Oilers, got waived, got picked up by the Knights, got waived, got picked up by the Oilers, got waived, got picked up by the Knights, and now it looks he got waived again. Now it looks like he's going to Henderson.
He's doing Mia Khalifa numbers.
That's a bit wild.
I know, right?
That's a bit wild to say.
Man.
I'm not sure about that one.
Nah, I feel so bad for the guy. Like he's just
Dude, it's
hopping on planes
bad.
back and forth.
Well, he wouldn't have been flying.
No, he literally hasn't. He hadn't left Edmonton. This all happened with like 3 days. So he literally got waived and picked up by Vegas. Started packing, got waived by Vegas, picked up by Oilers. Started unpacking. Then the same thing happened again.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you wouldn't have left.
I feel so bad for the guy.
So I mean, he's moving to Henderson now. Which means who wants to go to Henderson?
I mean, tax-free
I mean-
state, pretty warm. Not the worst place in the world. And the guy's probably making what, 800K? At minimum.
You know what?
At
If,
minimum.
if they would pay me
Well,
any
no,
money
'cause
to
he's
play
AHL,
hockey, I'd
so it'd
take
be
it.
less, but
Well,
Still
I
enough.
still think he has an NHL.
He's an NHL
contract.
yeah, but it's two-way though because he's in. Oh, is it a one-way contract? I'm sure it's a two-way contract.
Probably it's two-way if he's getting. Oh yeah, it is one way.
If
he'd be
it's
waived.
if it's two ways and he gets sent down to the minors, he doesn't get waived. If it's one way, then he gets waived.
That's not how it works. So
Yeah, it is.
no, it's not. Two ways you get paid two different salaries when you're in each league. Doesn't matter about waivers. Waivers is strictly your age.
No, but you can pass by waivers if you're a two-way.
yeah,
No.
If,
Yeah,
you
if you're
can.
two way, you don't get waivers.
No,
Yeah,
it's
you can.
only if you're above 27 can you, or sorry, below 27 if you can get cleared on a two-way contract. A two-way contract, all it is how much money you get paid in each league.
I thought it was like you get paid, like you get passed by waivers too.
I don't care
Pretty sure.
enough.
All right, Kylan, you want to hit us with the outro?
No, but thank you guys for watching. Us ramble on for however long it was. Evan's gonna go play Clash Royale now and kill himself.
This is gonna be like a weekly
Ali's-
thing.
Yeah, all a two-way contract is you get paid two different salaries.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. Odds are because he's been passed around on waivers, he's on a two-way salary. So he's probably only getting paid. I don't know what the two-way is.
Yeah.
but anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. I know listening to us idiots is not easy. Parker will be back next week. We'll figure out all that come up here. We're all excited to watch the games tonight and in the next couple of days. Tonight,
not really. But
tonight we have Hurricanes, Penguins, Sharks, Jets, Ducks, Avalanche. So
I am not watching hockey.
maybe,
tonight, I'll
maybe
tell you
not
right now.
tonight, but tomorrow we have Knights, Panthers, Flames, Kraken, Lightning, Senators, Wings, Preds, Oilers, Stars, Rangers, Leafs, Caps, Devs, Canadians, Islanders, Canucks, Flyers, Wild. Holy shit! How many freaking games
It's a
are there?
Saturday night, baby. Saturday night.
Oh yeah!
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow's Saturday. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching.
Just cut it here.
We'll see you next time. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, bye.
All right, see ya.